Citizen Talks is a podcast series brought to you by TRT World Citizen, featuring discussions with humanitarians and activists, artists, and changemakers, exploring the global humanitarian issues that shape our society and the world at large.
Welcome listeners to another episode of Citizen Talks. I'm your host Hatice Keskin, and today we explore the intersection of cinema and humanitarianism with Safar Ali, who was one of the nominees of the TRT World Citizen Humanitarian Film Festival with his film Flying in Darkness. Welcome, Safar Ali.
Thank you.
Throughout the history of cinema, film has proven to be a powerful medium for shining a spotlight on critical global concerns. It has the capacity to not only inform, but also touch the very essence of our humanity. Our guest today is a filmmaker who has harnessed this unique ability of the silver screen to convey the complexities and emotions surrounding humanitarian issues, which I watched and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
What inspired you to choose this particular topic for your project as well?
Okay, my name is Safar Ali and I'm from Pakistan, a filmmaker, and I belong from a village type of Pakistan, from Balochistan, where you can hardly find filmmakers. There is no cinema, there is nothing in Balochistan. So I am very glad, I am very proud to represent my country, my community. My film is about a woman who suffers in a male-dominant society, because we are living in a male-dominant society in Balochistan, in Pakistan. So it's very difficult for a woman to go outside and to work, whose father or whose brother has been killed in an explosion or in target killing or whatever. So it's very, very difficult, very hard for them to get outside to work in male-dominant society. So my film is about that issue, and what inspires me. My community, my people always inspired me. That's why I choose this medium of filmmaking to convey the story of my community to the audience, to the cinema. That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's very interesting. Now I'm going to move on to my second question. The silver screen has a unique ability to captivate and inspire audiences. So as a director, how do you believe storytelling through film can effectively convey the complexities of humanitarian issues and make an impact on the audience?
Obviously, if I talk about my film, Flying in Darkness, my film has been submitted almost around 35 to 50 festivals, and it has been selected almost around 20 festivals around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the festivals who selected my films, who nominated my films.
Mm-hmm.
So the humanitarian issues, if you choose the topic about the humanitarian issues, firstly, as I live in the surroundings of these humanitarian issues, if someone from somewhere else goes to another city to capture about the humanitarian issues or about the people, he can, but it takes time. Maybe he can within 3 to 4 years or 5 years he can live with the people, the surroundings, who can experience the people and the audience and the community. So film is a very powerful medium to convey your story, your film. So it has a very big impact on the cinema, the green screen.
When it comes to, you mentioned this as well, when we're talking about humanitarian issues, they tend to be very personal and very emotional. And with everything that's going on in the world currently, people may move on to the silver screen to get away from all that emotion. So people would I personally tend to prefer to watch comedy or light drama or those kind of things. How, as someone who talks about humanitarian issues, how do you approach the task of capturing the human element in your films, and what techniques would you or do you use to ensure that your characters and their experiences are fully reflected onto the audience?
If I talk about my community, so basically we are almost like it has been 20 or 25 years since we are victim of these target killings, bomb blast. So in my age, I have seen these incidents in front of my eyes. So being a filmmaker, I cannot write anything else because I have seen those stories, those people. If I write about the Istanbul, about the Turkey, I cannot write about the Istanbul because I am not familiar with this culture.
I see.
So I'm familiar about the culture of my city, my people, and the surroundings which I'm living in. So those stories inspires me to make films on the people who are suffering in the area, in the region.
So you're saying that your personal experience, the things that you've seen and experienced, are an important part of shaping your film techniques.
Yes, obviously. Every filmmaker in Quetta, Balochistan, every one of us, we cannot write about the comedy even because I don't know, but every filmmaker who has been graduated from a film school, they always try to write about or direct it about a drama film. Same like bomb blast, target killings, these things. They cannot, they cannot write about anything else.
So when we look at your work, when we look at your film, we're actually seeing your emotions as well, your experiences, your thoughts, your ideas, your visions.
Yes.
That's interesting. So when you talk about humanitarian issues, they obviously come with their own set of challenges and ethical responsibilities. Can you share with us some of the most difficult experiences you've encountered during the production of your film? And how did you navigate these challenges while staying true to the essence of the issues you were addressing?
Well, I live in Balochistan, in Quetta, Balochistan. And Balochistan connects the border towards Iran and Afghanistan. It's not about the major cities of Pakistan like Karachi or Lahore or Islamabad. We are every year almost like several films are made. So I live in Balochistan where almost a film is not made in a year. So coming out of this background, and it was very challenging moment for me. Because my people has not seen even the cinema, has not seen these films before, and it was quite challenging for me to find the locations, to convey the people. Even if we were asking about the about to rent the house, and they were not allowing us to rent the house because we wanted some houses which are the top of the mountains. It's a very beautiful city. So they were not giving us permission to shoot because they have not been to this environment. And we faced many issues like in Balochistan we cannot find any production company, such as we cannot find equipments, we cannot find the teams. I had to ask my friends to come with me from Karachi, and I borrowed this all equipment from Karachi towards Quetta, and it took me a lot for the production cost, and almost like that's why it's quite challenging for us.
Another thing that I want to ask in regards to this question, your topic was about questioning a man-dominated world. Now, as a man, I'm sure you faced some challenges from your community, from the place you grew up, because you're talking about a man-dominated world, you're focusing on that, and you're focusing on questioning this domination. What were some of the comments, or what were some of the challenges when you addressed this issue and when you specified that you were going to address this issue?
Well, obviously, if I talk about my community, we are living in a male-dominant society, but we are not that much cruel to the women, But there are some circumstances, tribal issues in Balochistan. If I talk about my community, I'm living in Balochistan. I'm from Hazara tribe. And there are many tribes like Pashtun tribes, Baloch tribes, which they do not allow their women even to go outside. So we are living in a tribal area. So it's quite difficult for us to be in the surroundings, and that's...
The film, it didn't focus on extreme cruelty, by the way. I don't want to send a wrong message. It was talking more about a cultural thing that you just mentioned, a more traditional thing, where women do not mix in society as much as men. I mean, I did not see any misconduct against women, but it was not regular to see a woman take part in, for example, economic, have economic control or work in an environment where there are mostly men. That was the film. And I think that was very important, because sometimes we say that, we don't really have to physically hit or abuse women, or we don't have to block women from society completely. These kind of small traditions are equally considered a form of violence, not allowing women to participate in society. And I think your film, in that sense, touched upon a very modern issue in a very traditional way. The messages that the way she went and asked for her father's permission. I'm repeating that because that scene really affected me.
It is quite challenging for the woman, every woman in our society. What people will say about me, like this.
And the mother was very interesting as well. The mother was like, we need food on the table. But she was more concerned about what would society think of her daughter working instead of getting food onto the table. These are very small and very important nuances.
The society will not give her food. The society will not help her.
Exactly. The society that questions you is not going to feed you.
Obviously.
And the fact that there were some men that were helping as well, that small nuance of hope that you gave, I really liked it, by the way. It was a really effective film. It touched on a lot of important issues in a very modern way. And so after my small summary of the film as well, I'm going to wrap up our discussion, and I'd like to ask your opinion on what you believe is the future of filmmaking in addressing humanitarian issues. We had, I don't know if you had the chance to experience the VR stage that we had during the film experience. So that was, we had like a stand. There was a VR experience where you put on the VR glasses and you get to be one of the characters in the film. And one of the films that we had was you were a very old individual trying to adjust to your surroundings. And the reason we had this was because it was a good way to empathize by becoming the character, by becoming the person who cannot see, by becoming the person who cannot hear. So what do you think are the new trends of addressing humanitarian issues? Do you have, for example, any upcoming projects or trends you're excited about? And what advice would you give to aspiring directors, especially who come from the background that you come from, who do not have the opportunities that a lot of people have in developed countries, who aim to use their craft to make a positive impact to the world based on their experiences?
I have to say, for those filmmakers, for the directors, medium and the equipment is not, you can make a film with a high budget, but if there is no story, no one gonna watch your film.
Exactly.
That's the point. If
That's-
you make a film with a mobile phone and the story is, you know, we have seen such films from Afghanistan, from Iran, that were filmed from a mobile phone. But the stories were so strong and powerful that the people went in the cinema and they've watched the film.
So it's the narrative.
Yeah, narrative is very important. Narrative, and secondly, choose your actors wisely. Whom you are casting, choose wisely, because they are the people who obviously your film is based on the screenplay and the actors. So if these two things exist in your film, that obviously you will gonna hit the festivals.
I'm just going to stop you there for 2 seconds. Would you know how we said that the director should have experience on the topic that he or she is going to?
Yeah,
So
obviously.
you mean the actress should also have a similar background? For example, were the actresses in your film from that community who
Yeah,
have faced that
obviously.
male-dominated?
Obviously,
Yes.
obviously.
Okay.
If
That's
I
very-
if
that's
I
very
if I if I bring someone from New York to play the character of my, she cannot play.
She cannot play.
obviously.
Yes, yes. That's an important thing. So, do you have any upcoming projects or trends that you're interested in?
I have so many upcoming projects, but I cannot reveal those projects. But hopefully you will see my film next year or next to next year.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
taking.
having me. It
yeah,
was an honor for me to be here.
Thank you again, because I know you have very limited time. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing,
Thank you.
taking your
Thank you so
time
much.
to come and talk to us. It was a wonderful conversation on my end. Congratulations again for being
Thank you.
nominated and
Thank you.
shortlisted for the Humanitarian Film Festival, and all the best of luck for your new films and projects.
Thank you. Thank you so much.